Okay. Because he removed that responsibility from the tanks and healers, that means the DPS had to grab it. So when he did Blood Rake first, he did it on the DPS. So that means that the tanks and healers have to grab the tether. And then he did Blood Rake on the tank and healers. So that means that the DPS have to grab the debuff. Now, he can do it both on the same person. So like there'll be some times where he'll Blood Rake the tanks and healers twice in a row. That means the DPS do everything. They have to grab the debuff off of the tank and healer and also grab the tether. And the same thing can happen for tanks and healers. So you just have to remember that the first Blood Drake goes along with the tether and the second Blood Drake goes with the debuff. Here, we can watch it again real quick. So this Blood Drake, it goes with the tether. So because he Blood Draked the DPS here, that means the DPS can't take the tethers. He's removing the tether responsibility from the DPS. So they don't have to worry about the tether. And then he does this, which, I'll be honest, I have no fucking idea what that is. I think it just changed this buff.
Wow, such a good guide.
Dude, I don't fucking know what it means. Okay, Blood Rake. He did it the second time. Honestly, you don't even need to fucking know what that means. I hovered over it like twice when we first like got here, and I was like, wait, this actually doesn't mean anything, because the only thing you have to look at is the Blood Rake. That's it. So he did Blood Rake on the second time. So that means he was removing the responsibility of the debuff from the tank and healers, right? So this configuration, the DPS have to get the roll call, the tank and healers have to get the tether. So this director's Balone, that sends out the debuff, right? That sends out the roll call. So like if you watch my buff here. So here's my buff now. So a DPS has to come grab this. Now I'm jumping to indicate that I fucking have that shit. Now, this is why it's important that you set your party up like this. Basically, you set it up like this so that there's no confusion. Let's say that the debuff is right there and right here. He always puts the debuff on 2 tank and healers and like 2 DPS. So let's say that the other 2 debuffs are like that and that. You want to set it up like this so it's very easy to get the buff. This person right here will always grab the debuff that is all the way over here. So this person's going to come and grab this one. And this person's going to come and grab this one. Let's say it's like this. Okay, well this person, you know, is going to grab that. This person's going to come up here and grab that. So this is how this Blood Drake works, okay? And it's also important to note, in this situation, the DPS needed to get the debuff and the tank and healers needed to get the tether. This guy came over here and grabbed that. This guy came up here and grabbed that. Now, this is like really important. After you get your debuff, you can actually all stack on top of each other. So there's the tether. So if you stack up like this, then that means that the tethers all are in one place. Because if you don't stack up, the tethers can be like all over the place. You can have like one here, one here, one here, and one here. You know what I mean? So you got a tether here and a tether here. Tether here and a tether here. So what happens is, what if this guy comes in and grabs a tether, right? And then this guy comes in and grabs a tether. Maybe it's like this. Maybe this guy's slow, so when this guy moves out, the tether actually ends up on this guy because he fucking takes it. You know what I mean? Okay, so you don't want any tether fiascos. Whenever you resolve your debuffs, right, you need to stack on top of each other like this to make it super easy. Like, let's say the DPS had to do everything. Okay, well then they'd go get their rot. And after they got their rot, the tanks and healers would just stack up. And then all the DPS would come like right here. It's very important that everyone stacks up like this so that all the tethers go on the right players. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you, man, I can already see this being a fucking issue in Party Finder where people run across each other with the wrong debuff and shit. All right, so let's watch it again. I think I'm too dumb for this. Seems good. The tethers are very slippery. Yeah, it's like someone dipped those tethers in butter. Very slippery. Okay? Trying to grab a fish out of water. Okay? Alright. Now watch. The DPS. He's going to do Director's Balone. Okay? No, it's not always 4 DPS. No. All right, now you see how the DPS are stacked up here? So the DPS here, they came down here to grab the debuff, and then they went back here to stack up. Now they're all stacked up here. Now the tanks and healers were stacked up right here. So that means that this thing here, inversive, whatever this is, clammies, whatever, inversive clammies, that's the tether. So all of the tethers are going to be like this. And they're automatically going to go on the tank and healers. So that's why you do that. It's very important. See how easy that was? And you just spread out. Spread them. Okay? Alright, then just another raid AoE. This right here is a tank buster. I just home gang this because warriors are badass and they can get 2 of their invuln off. But if you're playing an inferior tank that's a non-warrior tank, you know, you might have to tank swap it or something, okay? This is a multi-hit buster. It's a 2-hit. The first hit puts a vuln. The second hit is just another hard-hitting hit. Now you see the vuln? If you're a warrior, you don't have to care about that. You can invuln with the other tanks. I'm just memeing. Okay. So we do a tank swap here. We do a tank swap here for 2 reasons. 1, Nova wants to grief the party by using Living Dead on the second tank buster, on the next tank buster. Okay, that's the first reason. The second reason is because she's jealous that I am having all the attention of the vampire sexy man. So those are the 2 reasons why we vote. We do a tank swap there. Now, he's gonna use setting the scene or whatever. Now these are different platforms, obviously. This is just like in normal mode. This is water, which means it's going to be a knockback from the center. It's going to knock back in every direction. That's water, just like in normal mode. This one right here is the lava or the fire, and it's 2 party stacks. And both of the stacks go on each healer. That's why we got a 1 right there and a 2 right here. When we do this mechanic, we have this whole like process where we have one group go to this side, one group go to that side. No. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that fucking marker. Because I don't give a shit where we're supposed to be. I go where the marker is. There's a big fucking difference. You need to mark your healers, 1 and 2. You don't go where you're supposed to be. You go where this fucking marker is, okay? Now this one right here, this is lightning. Lightning is a massive explosion based on the center of the arena. It's a proximity based. The closer you are to the center of the arena, the more damage it's going to do. Now you need to peel off. You need to go all the way to the wall. Unless you're a warrior. If you're a warrior, you can pop all your cooldowns because you have so many of them and you can just stand like, you can stand max melee and you can just tank that shit like a fucking man. You don't need to fuck off like a pussy. You'll see me do that. And then this last one here, this last one is probably the hardest. And this is a spread. I say this is the hardest for 2 reasons. 1, because for some fucking reason, people don't like to spread out. But 2, the delay on this spread is insane. It's like a 5-second delay. Basically, he's going to combine 2 of these, right? He always starts with either water or lightning. He always starts with one of them. So let's say that it's knockback into spread. Well, after he does a knockback, the spread takes so long that you can forget that it's going to happen. You'll know what I'm talking about when you do this. Or if you've done it, then you probably already know. This is a debate. Okay, so anyway, so those are the different platforms. All right, now he's going to do Pnax.
All right, this is where we stop because we're not going to do this strat. We're doing a different strat. Switching videos. Quick swap the videos.
Quick swap.
Quick swap.
Don't lie, dude. You just want to watch this one because he sucks off warrior.
True. I do like this guy because he is a fellow warrior fucking gamer.
Hi guys, and welcome to a Hector lecture guide to how to maintain uptime in Pnax during p4s part 1. Guide to how to maintain uptime in Pnax during p4s part 1.
It's not even playing.
I remade this video to match a little bit closer to the strategies being used most commonly in Party Finder to be more helpful to those that are trying to prog through these fights in Party Finder. First things first, as soon as the elements are set during Pnax, you need your main tank to immediately pull the boss.
Wait, what did you say, Marcel?
No, never mind. It's not coming out.
Okay.
Boss between lightning and fire. You only get about 1 GCD to do this, so it's going to be quite quick. Your main tank will need to get a feel for the timing for when the boss is movable. Once the boss gets Pnax, its position is set. It won't be able to be moved more. For this fight mechanic, you're going to need light parties. All that matters is there's one healer per party, but there's really not any reason with this strategy to fluctuate from having a tank healer and 2 DPS. They need to have stacked positions. These are just going to be one group on the edge, one group out, and making sure that both of those are always not on a fire side if the element fire is there to explode. And then you want spread positions. These are roughly the tanks being in and out, the melees being on either side of the boss. Both of the DPS, ranged DPS, and one of the healers, so 3 of the ranged, are going to spread onto whichever side is normally safe, and the 4th one can spread onto the unsafe side to minimize movement for your healers. So as usual with Phoenix, the boss will cast it, and then 2 elements are going to be glowing back to back. First one is either lightning out or water knockback, and then you get either the poison spread or the fire stack. Let's look through all 4 possible combinations for the duo that we get at first. If you get out, then stacks. Have your party immediately go to the edge for the out. After it explodes, make sure you're not on the lightning side. Adjust into your stack positions, ensuring you're not on fire. This is one group moving in, the other group staying out. If instead you get knockback stacks, exactly the same. Just ride the knockback, and then adjust to those same stack positions afterwards. You can knockback immune the knockback, but I recommend saving it later for when we have the cape mechanic with shift. If we get out, then spread. What we're doing is we're having a group spread, hug the edge out, and most players are cheating towards their spread position. So H2, R2, R1 are making sure they're just where they should get full uptime. They're still in range of the boss, but after the out explodes, now they're just going to adjust a little bit to get closer to middle and to their spread position. If we get knockback and spread, exact same thing, just get knocked back in the direction of your spread position. Because these spread positions are locked in place as soon as we know where the boss is, the only thing that changes about this is it might be mirrored if electric and fire the other way around. The boss is then going to teleport middle and cast westerly shift or northerly shift. It's going to go to a cardinal direction. Now, this will be paired. Not only do you get a direction, as signified by the cast bar, but this is paired with another element. These are only ever going to be lightning out or water knockback. And since the only options are either a knockback or a cleave that makes you hug the wall, as long as you are popping knockback immunity at about halfway to 2/3 of the cast bar and hugging the wall, you can ignore what these are. You can completely just go and do the mechanic. If you're a melee or a tank trying to greed more uptime, keep note, if you happen to get this combo here, cape and water, you can stay whacking the boss and then gap close as soon as it jumps, and you won't get hit by anything. Either way, though, start moving towards the side where the boss is going to jump so you can keep your uptime. And then here's where the knockback would have gone off, but everybody's knockback to immune it. If this time, if we know that fire is coming, all we're going to do is immediately have the same stack groups that we have. One group in, one group out. And it's sorted. Again, if fire happens to be on the side the boss has jumped to, don't be on the fire square during the stacks. Let me show you the worst case scenario. This is, suppose we get a shift, and we're going to presume that we've already had fire, so we know poison spreads are coming up. And it's the sword, so we need to hug the wall immediately. We're going to knock back immune to avoid the water knockback. And as we head towards the side, what we're doing is we're having most of our range cheat over towards the side that isn't poison. Our melees are going to have time to adjust, so that won't matter. The cleave goes off, and now here's the important thing. You really have quite a long time for this spread. It's not anywhere near as fast as the first one. You've got a good 3-ish GCDs to be able to get off before the spread hits. So take your time. Have your main tank pull the boss out a little bit. Your melees are spreading around the boss as normal, with the exception of your tanks have gone onto the non-poison square, so they don't get hit by that. And the melee that would normally spread on the poison square is going due middle on the boss. Your ranged are kind of going for a similar spread to what they do, but there's so much time. Just have whoever has most mobility, usually casters and range, but maybe if you've got a sage or anybody else who has movement abilities, have them spread more, and just make sure you're not too far away, because especially if this is the second Phoenix right before the enrage or the soft enrage, you want to be able to be close enough to get healed up by your healers. And that's it. That's the entirety of how Phoenix can be done while maintaining full uptime. Let me know if you guys have any other suggestions. Take care. Thanks for watching.
That's the strat we're doing. You're the main tank for all that, by the way, Irie.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm waiting for the just kidding.
Important information.
Oh. I was about to ask if I wanted attention from the sexy vampire man.
Yes. Do you indeed want attention from the sexy vampire man? That's right. You're not
Uh,
griefing the party with living dead, so we're all good.
sounds good. All right. Oh, okay.
She's griefing with V for victory.
V for
V for
victory.
victory.
All right. Back to the Xenos guide.
I'm changing my. To V.
Yeah, keep talking. The inferior strat. Wait, no, too far. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is it?
Are you good?
We getting there. One of these days.
One of these days.
Why is this guy drawing so many arrows?
Yeah, keep sucking off warrior. I like it. I like it.
Oh, you should just like kept going for that part.
Look at this.
Yeah, you can see how long the delay is.
So
Yeah,
there's
that's
a
true.
knockback. There's another knockback. You see all these people getting flown around and shit. You know, okay, now here's
This is how
what's
long
really
it takes for
important,
the
okay?
fucking
Here's
stack
your
to
stacks.
happen.
See how we got the 1 and the 2. Remember, this is a delayed stack. Look how delayed this shit is, man.
Right.
Here, watch. We'll watch the whole fucking mechanic again. All right, watch. Water. Cape. Look at the stack. It still hasn't happened.
Yo, what? Yo, what?
Now that can be a stack or a spread. Okay? All right, now here's the other tank buster.
This is what you have to
Here's
enroll
this Dark Knight
tank
griefing the
buster
healers
here.
with living
And then
dead.
I'll take bast after this for
Heal
the rest
me,
of the
heal
fight.
me, oh my god. I'm in a grave. I'm in a grave. Heal me, oh my god. Okay. All right. Now, he's going to do Blood Rake again, and
Oh my god, he said it right.
He's going to Blood Rake every panel except for one. So if you look, he's going to tether there, and this panel down here, but he's not going to tether this one. That will come in handy later. And the reason why is because there's going to be a time where he detonates every platform all at the same time, and you need to know the one that is not Blood Rake. Blood Rake this, Mr. Vampire.
If he does Blood Rake to like
Alright. Now he does setting the
DPS twice, does that mean either?
Yep.
It's on the same or on the field again. And all the elements do the same thing.
Whoa, fancy.
So this part has orbs. All right, if you look at these debuffs. Okay, now the tanks and healers will always get DPS. All this debuff means is that you have to grab that orb. So like the DPS, they can get either tank or healer. So you have a group here, a group here, a group here, and a group here. And you have tanks here, DPS, DPS, and healer. And the reason why is because the orbs are baited on the closest person, right? So these two orbs back here are going to be baited to the tanks. These orbs over here are going to be baited to the DPS. These orbs over here are going to be baited to... Oh my fucking god.
What
am I drawing?
in the fuck is he drawing?
Okay, anyway. So this is what your group should look like, okay? So the orbs are going to be like this, okay?
Yo.
And the tethers are going to be like... this. So, like I said earlier, remember, if you look at these debuffs, right? The DPS get random if it's either healer or tank. Because the orbs that are going to be tethered to a tank are up here, you want the tank DPS to be over here. Because what's going to happen is these two DPS are going to pop that orb and then move to this orb. The tanks are going to pop this DPS orb and then this one. Then these DPS are going to pop the healer one and then the next one. And then the healers, they're going to pop the DPS one and then this one. So basically that's what's going to happen. So he's going to do Balloon Burst. All this does is summon the orbs. Alright, now look, you see this tether? See this orb? Tethered to a DPS? Okay, that means the DPS can't pop that shit. You see this thing right here? It says no sword. That means the DPS can't pop that. You don't have to go super fast. Can you pop 2 orbs or just 1 for the mechanic? No, you have to pop 2. And ideally you wait for a heal like in between because they do quite a bit of damage. Also, the Blood Drake does quite a bit of damage too. So it all adds up. So like I use Shake here. So like the first pop, Mies took half his health. You don't have to grab the orbs ridiculously fast. Like you grab one and then you kind of wait, maybe a GCD or 2, and then you grab the next one. So this mechanic's, you know, relatively simple. Just don't pop too fast, you know. If you try to pop, so if you notice, man, you get this debuff right here. This is called Thrice Come Ruin. If you get 3 stacks of this, you die instantly. So you can't have like one guy put Pega around everything. Okay, so this move right here, Periactyl. This is the move that blows up the platform. How many people remember what platform was gonna blow up? Yo, you forgot? Yo, you're dead as shit. That's a good goddamn poll.
It's fire.
Polls up, boys. Come on, let's vote. This is a 2,500 viewer raid group. Oh, people are voting fire. I think people are voting fire just because it happened to be the highest. Oh, we got some water, got some poison, electric. Yeah, you guys didn't know there was a pop quiz. I didn't know there was a pop quiz. Fire is the winner. Let's see. Are we alive? Are we alive? Let's see. Roll the footage. Woo! Okay.
Man turned into an ambulance.
All right. Now here's another blood rake.
His mic is so
Remember,
ASMR, it's like kind of irritating.
Okay? This is
You hear, like,
below
every-
coils. Okay, now
every
these towers, they will have either this
millimeter
or they will
movement in
have
his mouth.
a shield and a healer. So basically, these towers need to be grabbed by all DPS or all tanks and healers. So these are pretty easy. Now, when he does inversive clammies, now these are the tethers. The people that get the towers, the other people get the tethers, okay?